3 knocks. Just 3 soft knocks on the door, and everything changed. Mom, what are you doing here? Elliot's voice trembled with surprise, and not the good kind. He stood at the entrance of his luxurious mansion in Accra, shirtless, with a glass of champagne in one hand and a confused smirk on his lips. His mother, Mama Josephine, stood there with a small worn-out suitcase, dressed in a simple traditional gown, sweat trickling down her temples. Behind her, the sun was setting like it always did after a long journey, but nothing else felt the same. I had nowhere else to go, she said quietly. You should have thought of that before you chose your pride over me, Elliot snapped. You made your choice. You're not welcome here. He slammed the door in her face. Just like that. The woman who once carried him on her back to school every day. The woman who sold tomatoes by the roadside to feed him. The same woman who sacrificed her dreams so he could live his. Now she was sleeping on the floor of a church, surrounded by strangers. But let's rewind. Because Elliot didn't know something that was about to destroy the world he had so carefully built. Mama Josephine was hiding $50 million. And he had just made the biggest mistake of his life. Years ago, Josephine was a housemaid in a white French businessman's villa in Abidjan. She cleaned, cooked, and barely slept. Her pay? Almost nothing. But she endured. Every night, she'd stare at the moon whispering, "One day, my son will live like a king." And her prayers worked, at a price. Her boss, Mr. Leclerc, was cold, cruel, but lonely. When his health failed, and everyone abandoned him, Josephine stayed. Not because she loved him, no. Because she saw something no one else saw. A broken man. A vulnerable man. And sometimes a useful man. She didn't beg. She didn't seduce. She simply stayed loyal. And when he died he left her everything. Not out of love, but out of guilt. Because he knew deep down, he had destroyed her life in more ways than money could repay. But Josephine didn't touch a single dollar. She put everything in a private offshore trust. No one knew. Not even Elliot. She raised her son with values. With dignity. She wanted him to work hard, like she did. But Elliot had other plans. The moment he got his first paycheck he changed. Expensive watches, cars, girls, champagne showers. His mother's tears became an embarrassment. Her presence became a threat. The richer he became, the poorer his heart got. And now here she was, on a cold church floor, watching rats crawl under the pews. But Josephine wasn't broken. She was waiting. 2 weeks later, Elliot's company was under investigation. Fraud. Tax evasion. Everything was crashing down. The house was seized. Accounts frozen. His girlfriend? Gone with his best friend. The press? Ruthless. He had only one person left to call. His mother. He went back to that same church. He found her sweeping the floor, smiling, humming an old lullaby. He fell to his knees. "Mom, I messed up." She didn't say a word. She just looked at him, deep in the eyes. And for the first time in years, Elliot saw the woman she truly was. Not just his mother. A queen. She took a breath and whispered, "Get up, Elliot. Your lesson starts now." 2 months later, the same mansion he was kicked out of was back in his name. But this time, it wasn't Elliot's doing. It was Mama Josephine. She walked into the bank with documents so powerful, the director stood up in shock. Offshore accounts. Millions in untouched interest. Properties in Europe. Art pieces in hidden safes. She had managed it all, silently. Elliot's mouth dropped. "Wait. You had all this time." Josephine smiled. "You didn't need money, my son. You needed humility." And that day, the world learned her story. Media outlets dubbed her the silent billionaire. But she didn't care for titles. She turned her mansion into a women's shelter. She bought the company that once rejected her as just a cleaner. She gave scholarships in her husband's name, not the Frenchman, no, but her first love, Elliot's real father, the one who died poor but honest. And Elliot? He finally understood. Money doesn't raise a man. Character does. And behind every broken mother is a strength the world can't measure. So the next time someone kicks you when you're down, remember this. The ones they throw away today might be the ones they beg tomorrow. Because sometimes, the richest people are the ones who say nothing.